let them in. They let them get onto the post plan. They have to knife their way back through the Sage wall. And then RB has just saved his own wall for the retake, puts it down to block off one of the angles, and they hit some absurd shots.
You notice how they were breaking one portion of the wall at a time, just getting it weak enough for one hit.
Yes, which means that
telat kita mulainya ya. Udah 11-2 dari depan bantai. NIP. Gila sih DRX dari tadi.
Now DRX have thought about a lot of different aspects of their game. Very intelligent team.
Very cool. NIP.
They have to force
up to this one, yeah. Of course they do. Of course they do.
You've got to go for it. And Buzz, he really got away with murder in that previous round.
Drone's going to tag just onto the one player. Buzz trying to get out of there. Updraft and a dash. To escape. Stacks though more than ready. Throws the flash.
Stacks dari tadi flashnya masuk terus loh. Keren loh dia.
Be rewarded with that pick off onto John. Still Besney. What are those shots? Zesto is working out into a deep angle, and yet he still continues. He's rattling it off. Only the Sheriff in hand, but Mako now 1v3. He's still going to be trying to play this one.
Mako dari playnya gila loh.
Close play. You know, so one of the players on 410 could be dropping off, and Besney was at the back of the side. So many variables to consider now in this one. Just a quick clear around the corner. Crossfire, NIP not letting him get comfortable.
And that's finally another round on the board. There's been such a drought in between all of these rounds. They got the previous one, I think it was 7-2, and they needed a mighty performance coming out from that Sheriff, coming out from Besney, in order to make that one work. He's skyrocketed to the top of his team in terms of the fragging department, but they need big impact from everyone across the board to drag this one back. It's a massive mountain to climb.
And look at this gamble stack from DRX. All 5 of them are being main, and it's exactly where NIP are trying to go. Oh no way.
Dibantai Zod, NIP Zod.
Just one of the players
Bantai.
11-3.
Suspecting for them. The dart
sees Buzz, and that is exactly the player you expect to see there. So that doesn't give the stack away.
Drone comes through, it does force the swing. At least 2 of the players still there.
Can you take my Guardian?
Surely how? They get those picks. Oh my goodness, Mako
Okay,
trying to escape away. Shandy's up in the air with the right click.
I love it. Hey, if you're gonna go out in style, I know that NIP aren't gonna be.
I love that. Shandy's like, you're not getting away from me. Trying to run away around the corner.
Yeah, still a chance though. Every round that they put on the board here gets them closer and closer to making some kind of comeback, but it's a long road before it even looks doable for them. This bonus would be a massive one to try and get the momentum back in their favor. And they've got to be... They really haven't learned too much about the DRX setups either. From our POV, you can see that Mako was holding like a retake setup over towards B on the pistol round. Now they've obviously went for the gamble stack round 2.
Sure.
Tiga berarti ya, si antara C dengan B.
Shandy does have the blade storm, but immediately it's removed from him. Look at his shock darts. Forcing him away off the top of the tube.
And Shandy's looking down there to avoid his head hitbox from being exposed. But it doesn't stop him getting tagged by a bit of the shock dart damage. And I think they've done well here. I think they're applying pressure over the Buzz. Least the flash. Can't find a pick out of it. IP escape unscathed there, and maybe Buzz thinks about
Neon sini.
It's interesting as well. I think John heard footsteps, and he's the one who's just trying to catch it in mid, but Buzz falling.
How often have we seen this Mako John battle?
The nade? Oh, the nade! What are you doing, Besney? Just tanking it, thinking he'd survive. The plan's disrupted now. Still 50 seconds on the board, and Johnny's got to come up huge. One more Lear available to him, pops it off to the side. The team, though, squeezing them. DRX feeling pressure from every single angle, but Zest, cool, calm, and collected. BJ flashed up, just trying to survive, but DRX, they come up with the round anyway.
And RB, the hero of the moment, for DRX, puts them onto map point. He's 17-6. Finally got an assist, by the way. But this, it's brutal.
I guess he thought he'd be able to get it off.
It's such a phenomenal fragment grenade as well, because it lands just within line of sight.
Yeah.
And that grenade requires line of sight to be able to do any damage at all. These guys are
tipis sekali, Cok. Di atas, nggak usah dipik, jauh.
He's safe there.
Susah.
Shandy's going to pick up the operator here, looking towards B. Oh, sorry, looking towards A here, as the rest of his team goes for a fairly quick push. And That looks like Mako suspected.
Sekali digarap.
So aware. That Viper orb is not landed where he was intending.
Tajam-tajam emang orangnya.
Actually, does. Mako drops the Viper's pit. It's gonna land just at the base of the site, so no elevation in play. Still John. Okay. Vandal spray down eventually. He's rewarded with that one pick off. And RB is a big one to get. And with a minute left, they could decide to go elsewhere, but they've already committed that Viper wall.
You can see DRX are already anticipating the rotate. Buzz, Stacks taking up their position, spreading out the defense a little bit.
Guys,
And this is
ini
why
nggak
it could be a
gunanya.
good idea to just
Menurut aku ini nggak
noise
gunanya
and
kalau pakai
rehit
Reyna
the
pas
site
defense.
because you'll generate yourself a
Nggak kepake sama sekali.
See Shandy,
Tuh.
you expect him to be the tip of the
Cuma
spear.
dapat
I mean,
berapa
maybe
ya?
not
Cuma
when
dapat
he's
2 poin
operating,
tadi.
I think that
NIP-nya
could
defense
probably
kan.
give them an idea that it's a rehit.
I mean, it's a big indicator though, if Shandy is the one who's killing that with his op.
30 seconds left.
They might be pivoting away.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that would be a pretty smart read. But
Tim
it's
lain
only
pun
Buzz
sekarang
over
juga
by B right
udah
now.
mulai
And that means he's not
jarang
one of those players
yang
with
pakai
utility inside the
Reyna.
plant. But
Paling
he
cuma
is just
siapa?
gonna take
Pepper
the
Rex
face
paling.
first off.
Sure.
Itu pun kadang Pepper Rex kan si Jinx sekarang pakainya Sagi.
Needs to go down. John. Oh, he lets go of it. Doesn't know what to do. Wants to take the duel anyway, and he's given TRX a perfect in. And this could be the round. Shandy's left alive. The solo player, but shut down once more. 13-4 is the scoreline. Another day in the office for TRX.
They look comfortable. They look practiced. Every part of their game, from the conditioning,
Tunggu
early
dia
on,
maju nih.
to the big site executes, the post plant play, the retakes, every part of it looks sublime. They're fragging out as well. The same kind of players we saw going crazy for them yesterday. Mako in particular, and then RB.
Dia Brazil lah kayaknya.
Performance, finally able to
NIP.
demonstrate how excellent of a player he is. And a
Latam.
reminder,
Peseng kali
that
bro.
is NIP's home map. That's where they feel they're most comfortable.
Peseng lo.
They are 7-1 on
I can't
Icebox
help but
this
feel,
year.
Josh.
Now
I
7-2.
cannot help but feel, but I mean, as we look at
nobar
this map,
lagi.
Gila
Nobar,
si
nobar,
RB
nobar, nobar.
Stacks lagi panas sih orang tuh.
pick bands coming after TRX.
What
the fuck?
Maps they go.
Kemarin tuh.
I wonder if they've just kind of finessed this, forcing maps where
Dan gimana deh gitu?
John's
Kenapa
playing
muncul
range.
gitu?
Sure.
Panas sih RB sama Stacks.
Oh, that is so good as well. Didn't catch that while it was live, but just screaming, too easy. Getting into
Stacks
their
does like
heads.
to, yeah, he does
Pis,
like to.
ke nobar pis, gitu kok pis.
I love it. This team is
Pis,
Off man. And
this
it's
team's looking like
Ayo.
another level in this group.
kok nak
flexibility of it as well.
buat nobar gitu
It's
VCT.
no role of
Nobar dah
Kemarin.
punya.
Gonna be switching up again as we
Oh,
head
nobar
into
ini
this map,
tak
which is going to
nobar itu apa sih?
freeze another map.
Biar
which
sama
you
ya.
haven't seen DRX breathe.
Perex.
You're in for a treat, honestly, if you're a fan of nerdy
Ah,
matches
oke.
like this guy.
Oke.
Breeze lagi. Oh,
Ya.
yang Iceboxer itu NIP yang milih sih. Kalah, dibantai.
You do. Yeah, you
Tunggu
do. It's
pis,
going to be a
jangan
good one. We're going to go to a short break on the other side of things, of
bermuka.
course. Our analyst desk going to be breaking down all the action. And
Bagus
setting
kita
up that
nonton
map
YouTube
to
together
release.
gitu.
So don't go anywhere.
Apa?
Suara
Bagus tuh
Lego
nobarnya
kok
itu.
mirip ini ya.
Ah, siapa?
Mirip Spadil.
Dah aku bilang pantai. Dari
Ya,
kemarin
aku
lagi
baru-
aku dan
Aku baru
kok
dengar
ada.
anjing. Mana
Dari
pernah ada
kemarin
aku.
nih.
Kok
Aku
kemarin?
bilang. Bukan kemarin, ada
Aku
dulu
baru.
aku bilang.
Main
Nanya
awal
ke
minggu.
siapa? Nah, nanya ke Arik aku. Weh, suara si Yogi mirip Fadil kan? Aku
Aku
bilang.
hampir kira Fadil loh. Oh, Fadil ini nyamar deh. Takutnya gitu, mirip kali anjing.
Oh,
Rasa main sama Fadil aku. Hampir sebut dia anjing.
weh, Pes, ya lah Pes. YouTube together ya Pes. Aku ambilnya Pes. Bersama kita nobar ya Pes.
Yang bikin apa tuh apa Jod? Suara sama, kepribadian, cara ngomong sama lagi.
Iya, santai slow gitu kan.
Iya, sama persis.
Apa namanya kalau di YouTube?
Drex.
Apa?
Valorant apa YouTube apa namanya? CCT Master.
Entot anjingnya.
CCT NIP versus ini ya. Biar enak gitu kan kita komennya. YouTube Together kok live-nya Pis. Buat yang 720.
Bagus gambarnya.
Bagus.
Aduh, tapi aku udah nyetelnya ke Chrome.
Alah.
Nyetelnya pula susah.
Kok detik berapa? Di sana.
56.
Nah, lebih cepat sini lagi. Ini 51, 50.
Udah mulai.
Ya, tengoklah di YouTube Together-nya.
Ini siapa kek?
40 detik lagi. Lebih cepat. 4 detik. Optic Proof seru sih.
DRX to the moon. Valorant Masters.
Makan.
Nonton bokep berjamaah bisa sini.
Bisa, kemarin udah dicoba.
Apa Pornhub?
Asik tuh. Arik yang punya apa?
Oh, akun premium.
Ya, Brazer atau apa
Tanya
ya?
nih. Arik kayak OnlyFans-nya ada.
OnlyFans apa deh?
Welcome back to a Masters Reykjavik, where DRX once again even showed a total domination on Icebox. They
anjing,
dominated the last
terbang,
time we
klik,
saw them
klik.
play against Zeta. We had
Kurang
questions on whether
ajar
they could
emang
replicate
klasik
that,
nih.
and I think they answered that pretty well.
Pretty resoundingly, I think.
Exactly. I think everybody's biting the bait here because NIP decided, oh my god, they left Icebox open again. It's not going to be the same
Wait, kok
against Zeta
gini
Division.
YouTube Together nih?
This cannot be
Apa?
so solid.
Oh,
Well, they actually tested it themselves.
Yeah, there was an element, I think, in that map veto where
Apa?
both
Patah-patah.
teams are kind of
Ada,
looking at the result so far, with the bans,
gitu.
the way that went, how DRX
Enggak,
line split,
aku enggak.
they saw how
Oh,
they
Tiger.
played against Fnatic, and then obviously NIP planning Haven, but then they also went
Neko.
for
Parah, anjing,
Icebox
sumpah.
here, and
Weh,
that
kok gini?
clearly was a mistake.
Keluar dulu,
It
masuk
might be
lagi.
their best map, and Sideshow on the cast was mentioning how they are so strong, how their record is so good in Brazil,
Mako.
but they just were not
Gila kali
ready
dari
against
Mako main,
DRX, the way that they played, not only in the first
Gimana KDA 3,4 tuh?
Gila kali dah. Timing flanknya
And it's very
mantep
interesting. I
kali.
think they both had the same idea of we have to break the timing when the execute is already happening. The problem is that DRX had a much better read onto what NIP was wanted to do. And that Reyna, I was telling you, I'm not sure about
masih
it.
juga,
John
Jo.
ended up at 1 and
Yo,
4
yo,
in first
yo,
kills,
yo,
first deaths, and
yo,
that's
yo,
probably one of the reasons
yo.
that he was just not feeling comfortable because they couldn't read onto DRX.
Coba kalau live
I
stream.
think the first half definitely got to them, especially as you see the kind of mistakes that they're making towards the end. This round, for example, where they're trying to get down with 20 seconds there, Buzz getting the first kill, and then John taps the spike, and the only win condition they have is to get the spike down at that point. The only goal that they have, and he completely ignores that and goes for a repeat.
And it's not only that, you're lacking the
Kualitasnya
time, you know
coba
that you need the
turunkan
extra pressure because you're playing with the
480.
double duelist. It's not like you're playing for
Yo,
pros money. You know that
yo,
DRX is
tadi
not
kita.
going to allow it. It's just not going to happen. I think that for NIP, they just couldn't find the solution.
Gini.
The crazy thing is, we
Kok
all know what they do.
watching loh.
We know, they
Anjing.
know, but they just keep
Nggak,
succeeding.
stop watching.
It's not easy. Yeah, but that's, I think that's a testament
Habis
to how
itu
good they
kok
are.
tengok di
Suara aku.
Even when people know what you're
dengar
doing,
dengar.
you're still beating them.
Well,
Ah.
the problem is there's two layers to it, right?
Stop
That
watching.
early
Diapakan lagi ya?
part of the round where
Kalau
they take the
game
site, so
di sini
difficult
aja
to stop.
sob.
And towards the second
Hashtag
masih
yang
juga
game.
360 nih.
half, they literally were struggling so hard to do anything
Enggak,
in that moment.
kau
and
keluar
the
dulu, stop
rounds
watching
are just
dulu.
ending in that period.
Ya.
So there's that
Nah,
time
ini
and
stop
then the
watching
post-line
ini nih kayak
itself
mana
so
nih?
difficult to deal with. The timing
Tuh
has to
ada
be
tuh
perfect. The
live
way that you
activity
pressure
nah
to keep those lineups coming in
Mana?
early is so difficult to
di
execute.
bawah.
We saw some nasty shots as well. And speaking
Good
of nasty
activity.
shots, we have Buzz here in the AIM lab shoot around. And I
Nggak.
have a treat for you guys
Bawah,
as
bawah,
well.
bawah.
If
Tekan
you
bawah. Nah, tuh.
click on
Yang
the
tanda
QR
merah tuh.
code that's about to come up on your screen, you can
Bawah, bawah,
actually
bawah.
get
Bawah kursor kau ke
Buzz's
bawah dekat
crosshair.
apis, dekat apis.
We're gonna
Yang di tengah-tengah.
yeah,
Kanan,
we're gonna
kanan,
get here.
kanan,
Oh my
kanan,
goodness,
kanan.
okay, he's not messing around.
Nih.
Bukan.
Another like type of 100.
Kursor kau ke tengah loh, tengah-tengah layar,
These
tengah
guys are
layar.
so good. You saw it in the
Ke
first
bawah.
game. He was insane. That
Ah,
last
tuh.
round where he just had the
Yang tanda merah.
Yeah, I've got my escape mechanic. I've got my jet dash ready to
Habis
go.
itu pergi ke cancel nih lo. Buat gue bisa join activity ke game di sini. Cancel yang ini nah, buat boost di server tuh cancel. Cancel. Nggak cancel yang di atas. Nah itu kan di atas tuh ada tuh. Game di sini aja sob. Klik here yang di bawah, paling bawah.
Is this going to be a Let's Judge Crosshair type of show now?
I'm sure people will love to watch that, the riveting content. Well, Link, I need you to give us some weird crosshairs so we can actually... Oh my god. But yeah, DRX, they just looked as dominant as the first time we saw them.
Exactly. One thing that I wanted to mention about Buzz and the way that he was playing the jet, he wasn't getting the openings. He was like, team, okay, I cannot do this because there's going to be to do it. It's just literally aiming for me. And he actually was not winning on those first duels. The problem is that you have the rest of the team who have a solution for that. They're like, oh, so that is the problem that we have here? Okay, let's just approach him out in a different way so our jet doesn't have to be the one creating the space. And especially on Xbox, you see teams, so for example, as G2, saying like, we don't even need the jet because it's a map where you are rarely going to see a dash on the side because it's not that valuable as in other maps. So it's a map where your jet doesn't have to be as explosive.
Yeah, especially when RB's popping off, I think everyone's they can just chill for a bit. But that was the pick of NIP. So that's how they lost the map. We're gonna go on to a Breeze now, which is where DRX decided as their first pick to come into this. I know both of you weren't a big fan of the Reyna. Do you feel like that's gonna not be the most effective pick if NIP were to steer that way?
Judging on that map, absolutely. I was hedging a little bit, saying, "Hey, it's their comfort."
BO berapa nih, Bis?
No, I mean, there's none of that at this point. They just can't. They can't go into the map with that game.
3 map tuh.
It clearly didn't work. It's not
Map 2 Breeze.
not reactive enough. And DRX have such a strong Breeze as well. Where there's not going to be gaps. I think they really need to go back to what the plan was
Koreanya sakit
when it
juga
was against
ternyata.
Fnatic and really give the tools to Shan to really make decisions and control the flow of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult, and I love that Brent was bringing up, and I know the Shy Show is going to have a crazy analysis onto this, and you were mentioning as well. I think it's crazy to see them embrace the defaults that they have, the ways of approaching the map on attack. Everything is about set strats depending on what they have. You're able to read them, but they're always going to come up with something different and a quick adaptation onto them. Really looking forward to see more of their Breeze, and on the side of NIP, I'm just scared, because I think that especially in a map like this, knowing that you're against a heavy strategical team, not having that initiator power and just relying on the double duelist might be too hard.
Yeah, and the
Nggak mau dia keep it together.
Patah-patah. Starter gitu ah.
Nah, tapi aku lebih cepat pula Pin nonton Pin dibanding Apis Pin.
I'm really interested to see DRX should stick to that, but how they react on the other side, because NIP I think right now are thinking what other things can we pull out. That Reyna's
Kalau nge-lag, buram masih bisa ditonton. Ini suara itu aja.
If you win your duels, you can just ignore the strategic side of it and just be like, okay, we're just gonna kill you.
The problem is that for DRX, you're not gonna find isolated duels because they have so many, like the defaults are very good. Set strats also have in the defense very easy to go back to the default, so no one is going to be.
Kapan tim kita sana, Pis?
And then they react
Salah banyak gaya tuh.
onto that completely every single time. And on attack, it's just a little bit disgusting.
Laga liga lokal aja belum lolos ya.
Enggak kan, bayangkan deh kan aku, kau, Rian, Devin, sama satu lagi Pin, agak ada Dani lah gitu kan, 5. Aku lagi yang pakai second lah, yang untuk panaskan tangan lah, di sorot kamera.
Akhirnya keluar chamber ya.
I think I like it a lot. I love the fact that they
Wih, sponsornya DRX bagus-bagus ya.
I think it's perfect. I want to see how NIP, as I said, it's literally the first time that they play
Kenapa
chamber.
DRX namanya jadinya sekarang?
Into this map, but they knew it was a possibility.
Padahal Vision Strikers udah keren.
But you have to wonder what actually is the idea here. Whether this is kind of off the seat of the pants, like we've been talking about, just like we don't want to play the Reyna, we just got to stop with that, because the way that Beznani is the guy who's playing the KO right now. He's usually the guy who's a little bit flexible, plays a Viper.
Double initiate. Sangat double.
Yang pakai jet RB cuy, nggak bas.
He was so good on the KO yesterday. So that's a question to me right now. I'm tending to think that this is a complete adjustment for map 2.
RB kembali lagi jadi duelist.
It has to be about that power of that second operator that you have the ability to, that Shand was actually having to stronghold and be supported to the rest of the team. Is I really want to see his movement around the map. Is he going to be, you know, one of those chambers?
Pada pindah role semua Zod. Yang bisa pakai operator, pakai chamber.
I mean, you guys, I would assume
Iyalah.
Dengan Bas nih kan lumayan juga nih operator. Ini chamber ya.
Hampir rata-rata, Cok. Asuna ya pakai chamber sekarang. Asuna Tense. Chamber. Aku ingat kali itu Asuna main dengan si, aduh, ada di live stream kemarin. Oh iya, dengan si Shazam tah Depor, pemain Sentinel. Dia spam serif chamber aja terus. Mana?
Yeah, we're gonna head into game soon, but of course, the IGL, the duelist, the man of the hour, Shand, it's his debut.
Duelist yang duelist OP lah ya, maksudnya yang bisa pakai OP. Chamber pindah.
Wardell makanya pindah dia kan chamber kan.
Iya. Kan sekarang sempat nge-spam chamber ya di live streamnya.
Sinatra balik sumpah senang kali aku.
Ke Sentinel?
Iya.
Sumpah.
Iya bikin tweet ya. Bikin tweet dia Zod. Terus di YouTube-nya Sentinel tuh mulai keluar juga klip-klipnya Sinatra. Sebelumnya kan belum ada.
Siapa nih yang bakal diganti-ganti nih?
Seru nih.
Aku rasa enggak tense kan.
Iya, maksudnya kan siap bodoh-bodohnya.
Paling kalau iya tuh diganti itu si apa? Kalau enggak si Sik yang diganti.
Sik nggak mungkin Zod.
Bisa jadi Cok.
Sik dia paling versatile di tim tuh.
Enggak, Sik dengan Sinatra tuh sama, Bes. Kayak apa anjir? Dari penguasaan hit agent, dari cara main. Enggak, cara main enggak beda sih. Penguasaan agentnya tuh yang bisa ditaruh di mana aja.
Tapi aku rasa nih ya, Shazam bisa keluar.
Enggak, ya pasti. Aku baru mau bilang Shazam yang pasti enggak bakal keluar ya.
Shazam bisa keluar. Kalau ini nih ceritanya kalau mau mertahanin Tense ya sebagai duelist, menurut aku Shazam bisa keluar. Karena Sinatra sempat bilang di Sentinel tuh IGL-nya nggak cuma Shazam doang, semuanya IGL katanya. Sinatra pernah bilang kayak gitu.
Susah, Cok. Aku rasa paling kemungkinan besar Six. Kalau enggak yang pilihan kedua ya. Enggak. Kalau enggak pilihan kedua ya tuh Tense. Ya Tense sih. Kalau enggak antara Six sama Tense yang dikeluarin.
Kalau aku antara Shazam sama Tense. Kalau Zoms nggak bisa, harus nyari kontrol baru misalnya kan.
Zom, Depper itu nggak bisa diganti.
Iya.
Nggak ada yang bisa kayak orang dulu.
Harus bisa ada yang gantiin dulu masalahnya role. Kalau menurut aku Tense atau enggak Shazam. Kalau Sik tuh ya,
punya meta baru ya.
Menurut aku Sik tuh yang paling konsisten ya di Sentinel lah, Sik tuh lah.
Memang betul. Cuman ini kan banyak perhitungan juga, Jo. Kalau aku pribadi lebih yang bagus ya Sentinel yang masih masih asik lah dilihat, yang kayak dari dulu memang bagus mainnya. Ya Six lah yang konsisten.
Aku Shazam sih kalau mau masih pakai Tense ya.
Nggak Shazam ya, payah Cok. Kalau Shazam dikeluarin.
Emang Tense paling pas buat dikeluarin Sentinel loh.
Iya,
Emang Tense yang paling pas kalau mau dikeluarin.
Ampas.
Yang mau dijadiin sub ya.
Bukan masalah
Selainnya emang nggak bisa
tenda
gitu.
Perhitungannya tuh nggak mungkin Sentinel gegabah itu aja.
Tapi bisa jadi sih. Bisa jadi sih map-map kan kayak gitu kan. Kalau Sentinel kan kayak agentnya tetap gitu kan. Agentnya tetap. Nah, mungkin mana tahu map ini pakai Tense, map ini pakai Sinatra, bisa jadi sih gitu.
Kalau itu bisa. Cuman kalau misalnya memang di apa ya, di nggak mainkan karena memang kalah saing, nggak.
Shazam aja keluarin, Shazam ada dua. Ntar
Soalnya
aja
kelas semua orang tuh ada ciri khas masing-masing untuk 50 FC ini. Keenam malah kalau ada Sinatra. Kayak Madrid aja.
Masalahnya semuanya tuh playmaker, jadi kayak gimana ya? Rata-rata playmaker, rata-rata aim star, jadi susah bikin tim kayak gitu tuh, sumpah.
Iya, aku bilang kayak Madrid. Semua di bangku cadangannya pun superstar anjir.
Bingung jadinya.
Kalau lebih cocoknya tuh kayak Spanyol 2010. Kayak kipernya tuh. Kiper nomor 1, 2, 3 dunia loh gitu. Iker Casillas, Pandal. Aku sih Pandal ya? Pandal. Kiper Barca tuh.
Vidal.
Sama Reina, Vidal.
Nggak tahu, emang Vidal?
Nggak tahu, yang kiper Barca tuh. Ingat kali itu 2010. Barca Madrid kiper itu orang Spanyol. Tambah Reina.
Enggak cuy. Siapa ya?
Ingat tuh sampai kiper ketiga yang Reina kiper. Reina tuh kiper mana ya?
Pepe Reina, Liverpool lah.
Ya Liverpool kalau nggak salah Pepe Reina. Jadi mau diganti pun tetap player berkelas, cuman beda cara main aja.
Yeah, but I think it's also a map where I'm hoping that they end up
Bukan
doing
Vidal,
good
siapa
changes
nama lu ya?
as well because
Kiper Barca tuh.
Vidal ini.
So, yeah, I'm not I was for NIP at the beginning of the series, man. I
Ini
spotted for a loop because I really expected so much more for them, and the changes that we're now seeing on Breeze.
Rene Higuita.
Carry even those into Fracture, and I don't think that they can.
I mean, this is also when we talk about expectations and how much it means to these teams.
Tapi kalau balik lagi Sinatra, ibarat udah main lagi wajah baru Sentinel anjir.
Aku tergantung sih.
Ada dua matahari di dalam Sentinel. Ada dua poros anjir.
Aku kalau Sinatra main lagi terus gameplaynya lebih fresh gitu kan, pengen aku megang Sentinel lagi. Sekarang gimana ya, Sentinel kayak tai.
Enggak, awak mau megang TSM, masalahnya TSM dari kemarin ya you know lah.
Roster aja dia sekarang nggak jelas.
TSM tuh anjing.
Enggak, Win. Aku awal kenal Valorant nih dunia simple player itu dan TSM. Jadi enak ya nontonnya gitu TSM tuh. Cuman mau didukung nggak pernah masuk.
Itu nggak kenal tim Liquid ya.
Aku Cloud9 lah dulu awal-awal. Pas ada Tense masih di sana.
DNA aja tidak masuk, apalagi divisi di Master.
Tapi kan awal-awal tuh kan Tense-nya kan kayak ngebantai-bantai gitu, Sud.
Ya mana?
Si Tense di Cloud9. Tense-nya aja tapi Tense-nya aja. Banyak klipnya gitu. Terus baru apa? tim-tim lain ada yang lebih kuat, Sentinel,
Just ball.
Ingat kali itu Fortnite
TSM.
versus TSM. Nah, TSM tuh masuk 3 besar dulu DNA tuh.
Dulu
keluar VCT kan.
dulu ya.
Masuk aja tidak.
Kena aja. Lolos ke
Kualifikasi
grup.
aja nggak bisa
Enggak.
masuk dia.
Lolos ke apa ya? Ya kualifikasi enggak.
Last chance saya deh ini, berharap mah.
Iya.
Berharap dengan NV nggak pantai pula. Makanya nengok kan wajah baru di Reykjavik tahun lalu kan, Sentinel, wih GG. Pegang inilah, redup pula sekarang. Banyak dinamika apa ya? Banyak polemiknya.
Itu kalau kayak yang pas di Iceland kemarin tuh, Sentinel bawa Sinatra gimana tuh ya?
Itu
nggak
udah
yang
kena
menang?
kasus udah kena kasus.
Udah kena kasus dia. Makanya langsung dipinjam kan Tens tuh. Masih pinjam, masih loan. Ya, pinjam.
Enggak, Pes. Iceland besok, Pes. Siap
Apanya?
nih, siap Reykjavik, Iceland, baru Berlin.
Reykjavik ini kan di Iceland, Sud.
Enggak, yang VCT 1 kemarin di mana?
Iya, Iceland. Reykjavik juga.
Tidak, ada, Cok.
Reykjavik juga.
Satu kan enggak jadi dojo sampai regional yang tahun lalu.
Iya,
Satu.
yang region NA
Kan
juga.
sampai region. Makanya orang ini ada gelar-gelar
Master, iya, Master 1 Iceland juga, Sud. Reykjavik yang Sentinel menang.
Master 2.
Master 2 tuh.
Master 3.
Iya, Master 2,
Berlin.
Re.
Master 2 bukannya Berlin?
Enggak, Master 3 Berlin.
Terus baru champion.
Champion di Berlin juga.
Oh,
Itu
berarti
bilang
3 kali
Master 1
Master.
ada soalnya.
Kalau tahun
Seharusnya
lalu
iya.
2 sih. Tapi yang satu kan
Tapi
sampai
juga-
regional loh.
Judulnya Pin yang di Iceland VCT Master 2, Ben. Tahun
Iya,
lalu.
Master 2 yang tahun lalu itu nggak regional, cuma sampai regional. Yang City 1 tuh.
kayak sekarang nih apa itu saya gitu.
Iya. Makanya yang tim-tim apa tuh udah ada gelar siapa gitu.
Berarti
Cuma
Master
sampai di
2
EMEA,
gimana ya?
cuma sampai di apa.
Besok
Bukan
nih kalau
coy.
udah di
Master 1 itu
Reykjavik.
first strike nggak sih? Bukan VCT.
Nggak tahu lah, aku sih ingatnya VCT Master 2 judulnya di Iceland kemarin.
Ini kok nggak main-main ya anjing. Lama setup pro player nih.
Pin, berarti nih jatuhnya VCT Master 1 lagi nih? Ya,
Iya.
untuk ini nih.
Master 1 nih
Ya
ya.
iya sih. Kalau di Wikipedia ya.
Wiki ya, emang ada wiki ya?
Berarti 23 di mana ya? anjir?
Wikipedia.
Berlin katanya. Nanti di Berlin
Iya.
ada lagi. Tapi nggak tahu kalau ada sampai ada 3 kayak itu nggak tahu ya. Lama lagi nih. Rokok lah lu. Yinsu. Yinsu kan namanya nih kan? Pacara Boster nih.
Oh, tahu ya, Bang.
Acara booster.
Boster.
Yang mana? Cewek tengah tuh.
Iya, cewek tengah tuh. Sering pernah dia stream kalau nggak salah, stream bareng gitu.
Booster fanatik.
Iya, Boster fanatik.
Gimana cara tahu ya anjing?
Headphone lower.
Kenapa ya?
Oh, ini nih yang dukung Fnatic nih gara-gara City Iceland kemarin nih. Masih ada harapan nih.
Tapi roster baru cuy, jadi aku bingung. Kok Derke nggak ada gitu. Isinya baru semua. Ada dua orang yang baru.
Tadi Depen nggak bilang. Aku tahu ada
nggak ada. Dari 2 orang baru, nggak tahu siapa tuh kemarin.
Kayak kurang gitu mainnya. Makanya kalah lawan NIP kalah 2-0.
Dikeluarin atau gimana statusnya?
Itu nggak tahu aku ya. Atau istirahat bisa jadi sih kalau istirahat. Atau orang nih udah yakin bisa dapet champion lagi. Nggak tahu sih ya.
I was literally chilling in the lagoon, just like.
Okay. It was on Twitter, and I think it was Doug that said that he felt sorry that Bren would definitely lose.
Katanya Raukun mau masuk.
Siapa?
Raukun mau masuk roster Sentinel katanya.
Ngapain? Jadi apa dia?
Rakun mana nih?
Raukus.
Yang coach ya.
Pelatihnya.
Coachnya Sentinel.
Raukus loh.
Iya. Main dengan Shazam deh coy. Radian juga dia anjir.
Iya kan dia kan dari Face kan. Di Face kan roster juga dia dulu kalau nggak salah.
Tapi aku nonton dia dengan Shazam main pagi tadi kayak Radian pada umumnya gitu. Ini gimana dia nyusun strategi?
That they're playing for. It's an elimination game. Optic potentially going out in groups, which is not something anybody.
Shazam seharusnya jadi coach.
Terus Sleepy jadi ini coach Sentinel.
A slew of good matches, banger after banger after banger.
Shazam tuh jadi coach ya. Dapas tuh.
Paling benar Shazam ya. Umurnya.
I mean, I'm gonna say the crew gave us probably last year the best matches that we saw during Champions. My heart is completely split because I just said that Optic was going to win the entire thing, but of course I don't want crew out. And the other day they looked devastated, they looked so sad because they feel like it's something about Liquid, but you know,
tapi dia nggak ada ya.
Scares me how
Foto
messy
gitu nggak ada ya.
Dia udah kelamaan di Apin.
So I think it's going to be
CEO Google lah sih ada soalnya. Kadang ngomongnya masih kayak I think kayak gitu-gitu.
And the crazy part too.
Everybody to win.
I know exactly.
This is no conferences.
Okay, Ban Silly.
Sama kayak Tens, udah dari kecil dia di NA.
Memang asli mana deh Tens?
Dia kan keturunan Filipina atau Vietnam gitu.
Vietnam Tens.
Well, the happy ending is Zersha making
Serius Gomez?
Apa? Siapa?
I'm okay with that one.
Iya.
But we are
Filipina atau Vietnam gitu.
We're gonna learn about Boaster now. Let's see if this works.
Ibunya.
Nggak ini dong, nggak Vietnam. Orang apa bapaknya? Kena ini yang nikah. Apa kan anak Aram. Habis BBC harus bisa cabut bapaknya kan. Cup of tea.
Tapi Boaster nih jago pakai KO aja.
Stacks tadi Zut masuk terus ini ya. Flashnya. Gila sih. Interview yourself. Ada ya kayak gini ya. Ini kerennya Boaster nih Zut. Dia ini juga. Apa?
Hidupnya jalan ya.
Iya. Artis juga ada apa? Seni kali dia kayak gini nih. Bisa bikin orang penasaran gitu. Orang kalau ngeliat tuh
Draw 10's going on vacation. Well, he's going on vacation now, isn't he? They didn't qualify. There you go.
Yang pas dia di VCT lawan siapa tuh yang semifinal ya, yang ke pura-pura jadi Sage tuh, ngikutin orang semua.
Iya, ada.
Oh.
Yang paling so asik kan anak nih Boaster. Kan so asik sih, emang asik kan ya.
Buktinya dia yang paling laku Zutnya kalau di konten-konten Valorant. Dikit-dikit dia terus ini
Mister Analisis. Anjing BTS.
What's your workout routine? Generally it's like, you know, the usual muscle workout groups.
Anjing. Penggemar jongkok dia Wante. Nanti orang jongkok ditonton.
Never let you go. Never let you go. But yeah, it's a lot of work, isn't it? For a gamer.
Tapi dia merasa bersalah kali pas final kemarin.
Tapi bukan dia
yang
nge-flash.
Tapi dia terdiam cok dengan Gareth tuh.
Yang paling merasa bersalah tuh yang itu tuh Azad yang nge-flash temannya sendiri, siapa tuh ya?
Ke ronda 12-11 lagi kan, anjing.
Iya, 12-11.
Pantek ke flash kon diri. Itu kalau aku tuh pantek sama Ang. Oke, gimana cok, seharusnya bisa paksa apa? Map 4. Ya, overtime lah dulu. Tak ada kesempatan nafas dia kan. Map 4. Ya, map 4 lah ya. Bisa dia maksa map 4 overtime atau menangan. Kan asik juga tuh. Ini terbantai ya dia anjir.
Iceland obviously had the highest impact for me. Iceland was the first ever international event, and obviously we got to the finals as well, which really ignited that flame underneath me to say, like, actually we could potentially win a trophy one day. That's always been my goal, to lift a trophy up on stage and do a little dance as well. And there was a volcano. But I think I'm gonna try and stay in pro for as long as possible, and then afterwards maybe Riot, like, because you're asking me this question, maybe I could get involved.
I think the last bit was he wants to be in a champion song. He wants to star in a champion song, but he wanted to play.
Surprised. I'm just not surprised.
I like how they cut away from it, right? As he's like, I'd love to be involved. We're like, no.
But he wanted to play Zeta, so I think that was filmed a couple of weeks ago. So, well, his wish has come true.
Exactly. Later today, if we ever make it to that matchup, and we know that Boaster, whenever we need content, he's going to be delivering the best out of all that. I would like to see the pro players doing the same.
We need Fire Marshal sideshow. I don't know where he's at. he's working hard back there.
Pin, pun ada download sambal guys.
He was looking for a ladder, but Doug had it.
Pes, ini bentar lagi ada kota baru nih, Pes.
Tambal.
Hopefully we're gonna put that fire out a little bit sooner, but we
Dengan
are gonna
bocil-bocil kematian Rangga.
and see how sideshow is doing.
Jago alien.
Bocil kematian.
Top lokal resaku dia tuh.
Itu kan aku bilang, Rangga, apakah kamu pro player stumble?
Apa dijawabnya, Zod?
Nggak ada jawabnya pas aku hina baru kalah. Apa? Kalau aku seriusin kalah teman abang.
Hai Mam, Valorant Masters. Kayak gitu aja masuk Azud. Nah, bikinlah ke tweet, Zod.
3 menit kan?
Aduh,
hashtagnya apa?
Ini ada iklan. Valorant Masters. Hashtag Valorant Masters.
Tapi di keluarga ada permasalahan diskusi.
Let's go.
Wih, ini ada nih, let's go. Let's go NIP. Rokok lah aku bentar loh.
Yang dikeluhkan sampean-sampean ini kan misalnya perwakilan dari hati nurani saya juga. Ya kan? Iya, mana ada sih yang istilahnya naikkan.
Let's go NIP. Tengok Pin, ada nak Pin, tweet aku Pin.
Apa?
Ada nak tweet aku.
Tweet.
Kita tonton 2 menitnya. Ada nak tweet aku masuk. Kalau ada hapus langsung.
Kita gak ada intervensi ya kan. Kalau Polri itu gak ada. Ya punya kepentingan lain lah. Ya kan? Kaum atas sana kan.
Ada masuk tiap tweet aku nampak ini lah. Alhamdulillah ya Allah.
Kind of a debut performance
Buka
on
juga lah
that
stream
chamber,
aku ikut
and I just wanted to
Iya.
get you guys to kind of talk about that again
Kok belum
because we
main
do
juga,
have
lama
a
kali
head-to-head
nih.
here between Jand and
Bas.
who obviously has had much more practice and time.
25% cuy.
Yeah, this is that comfort that I was talking about Buzz is going to be going into because they've played this map plenty of times. He's played the role plenty of times, and it is his role, right? He's playing the Sentinel. For Shand, this is not something that he's done. You've mentioned it so many times. It's his debut in the role. Even though his stats are really, really nice, it's really a question of how can he actually continue to find value when his playstyle is completely counter to how you play an opping chamber in most cases, right? You're very aggressive. We saw that last game, the icebox play, where there's the updraft and he's just landing on him with the shorty, or the classic. That type of thing is how Shand is known for his jet. So it's a completely different playstyle, I think, the two agents.
Yeah, I think there has to be a limit to what Shand can do, okay? Because he's IGL and he's playing all these different agents, and now he wants to step up once again and play on the chamber. He showed us that he's very versatile, that he can actually perform in this agents. It's not something, you know, like I'm not in my comfort pick, but I can still perform. No, he's been doing wonders in every single agent that he's speaking. But chamber, is it going to be too big of a challenge knowing that you're going against a very experienced one?
I mean, it's better than Reina, right? You guys feel that's a more suitable pick?
Yeah, but is it actually like solving the problem? Well, okay, the more important thing I think in the entirety of this is that there's KO in the lineup, right?
Yes.
They have, instead of a double duelist, they have double initiator, and that does provide a lot of value in the way that they can attack the DRX team on both sides, right? They can really take space in a methodical way rather than let's dry peek a certain angle, because that's the thing that you're missing when you have Reina. How many times will you see a Reina flash a Lear actually do anything in that last Icebox game for John? Actually, most of the time we saw him throw a Lear, he was getting killed at the same time. He was trying to get out of an angle. It was really an escape mechanism for him because he wasn't getting those dismisses off. So no value whatsoever. The KO brings a lot more.
Yeah, it brings me back to what Saisha was mentioning. Is this a decision that was made before the game started, or is this also coming as a resolution of, okay, what happened on Icebox, that Reina had no value at all, we couldn't find exactly what we wanted to do, we couldn't execute our plan. Maybe they had two plans, and they're like, okay, if the Reina works, we just keep playing what they did on Breeze. This is the only way that we have practiced before in officials.
Ini siapa nih?
And
Ninjain
the other
Pajamas
chance is
sama
breaking
DRX
out the
ya?
chamber. Of course, it's bold, but I think it's necessary
Main
as
IP
well.
sama DRX tadi
And
kan?
also, I would like to mention before we move on to something else that I hope this brings.
Untuk
Oh yeah.
Actually, we don't.
We don't.
apa
We
namanya?
have an update.
Untuk apa?
Okay, you want to
Master
give
nih.
the update?
Well,
I can wait.
Fire Marshal Saisha
Hah?
has an update actually.
Untuk master nih.
Unfortunately,
Ya,
not Fire Marshal
ikut lah
Saisha, but the
seperti
year is
biasa.
2049 and Brazil and Korea have been locked into
Brother
a
buff.
battle in electronic sports, and we have sent our best people
Yang
out.
masuk dia berarti playoff ya?
I mean, I've made it worse.
You've made it worse.
I've made it
Oh
worse.
iya, dia
I've done
final ya?
it. It's
Nunggu
not my job,
lower
is
ya?
it? I'm a caster. I don't do
Oke,
this kind of
masuk.
stuff. I tried. I really did. I tried.
What
But,
did you do?
all right, well, I got down there.
Yeah.
You know, I was rooting around.
Okay.
You know, there's multiple PCs down there.
That's normal.
I didn't know that.
That's an esports event.
And they all have different PCs.
Yeah, everyone.
With like
Untuk
lots of
jabang
cables
chance
and
aku.
stuff.
Yeah, well,
I'm way out of my depth.
I actually have received word on what the actual problem is.
What's the problem?
Because this guy couldn't work it out. They're replacing an entire desk, which
Right.
requires a lot of moving pieces, obviously, because you've got to undo the cabling and everything else. So that's why it's been taking so long. Now, what actually happened to the desk, I don't know. Did stacks pop off too much and break it in half into twain? Did we catch it on? Not sure. Well, we might have some footage of it later, but they are replacing an entire desk. So that's the update for everybody at home who's waiting around wondering, you know, what is going on exactly. So obviously, a lot of moving pieces.
I'll get back to
Try
work.
and get that done. Yeah, get back to work. You leave, and I'm gonna leave the desk to fill a little bit more, I think. So have fun.
Well, thank you for that update, Brent. I feel like Saisha by himself is not enough. We need to send someone else with him. I don't know who's
You
around.
want to go?
You want to go, Bola?
The year is
I mean, if
2049. Dude, I'm way too old for this.
If I had to send someone to fix someone, I would probably choose you.
I think I would do as
Yeah.
well. Have you got any experience?
You're a
fixing
reliable
desks?
person.
I was an engineer.
Oh, Bala's
what do you mean you
100%
were an
going.
engineer?
All right, I'll go.
Okay, Bala's gonna go. Bala's gonna go and help Saisha for a bit.
Oh, no, I thought you were actually going. You can
Go,
go.
Bala. We need you. We need you to fix that desk. In the meantime, maybe we could investigate and see what actually happened to the desk. Or if you guys at home have any ideas, any guesses
What
you
could have
want to send in,
happened?
let us know. But we're gonna go to a break while we get Bala down there to help Saisha out as well. And we'll see you guys back here in a bit.
Bye, Bala.
Lama lagi mulainya nih.
Wow.
Astaga.
Fis,
Hah?
kalau dapat duit dari YouTube belikan aku HyperX nya, Fis.
Apa?
Kalau dapat duit dari YouTube belikan aku HyperX nya.
HyperX yang mana?
Bebas, mau keyboard, mau mouse, mau
Boleh.
headset.
Boleh.
Wih, C9. Serbia is a good team. Kalau enggak Secret Lab kursi ini ya.
Mahal kali itu Zod.
Kepala
Nggak sanggup.
49.
Hah?
Berapa harganya?
Belasan ke atas.
Aneh.
Gila ya
Kira
itu harga itu.
78 gitu.
Tokped ada tuh.
Ada penghangatnya kursi ya.
Gak tahu aku.
You will like that fanatic. Freedom. I know today. Or secretnet.co kalau sport.
Ya. Lihat stream aku. Tantar. Nah. Kelihatan nggak?
Sabar.
Dibikinnya emang betul-betulan goyangan ya ta.
Mana? Goyangan apa?
Ini dibikinnya kayak betulan naik kuda.
Tidak ada semangat mengerjakan tugas, ya Allah.
Mana ya? Nah, itu dia lah. Di tasnya di meja ya.
Pertama kali sebut sabro.
Mampus.
Antek teragaan nih bikin kayak ini lah.
Saking gabutnya deh. Oh. Asik kali tuh.
Kursi ya cok yang enak tuh. Kalau meja
Kayak nanti ditambah. Oh enggak ditambah kursi. Aneh-aneh deh nih. Aneh-aneh deh nih tuh dibikinnya. Kita lihat yang paling populer. Nih, suara. Mouse-nya dibikin kayak gitu. Ini kurang nih.
kok beda ini.
Kurang nih. Ada deh bikin kayak recoil asli gitu. Oh ini getar. Kan kalau kau main PS kayak itu kan ada kerasa getar ya kan di kontrolernya kan. Ada. Coba bikin getaran yang lebih. Aneh-aneh orangnya. Mampus.
Yang hebatnya tuh monitornya nggak rusak, Cok.
Itu tuh monitor sampai kenapa deh ini monitor ini ya nih, korban dia nih.
Keluar game aja.
Monitor korban dia tuh.
Pis, nggak dijual loh, Pis.
Apa?
Kursi ya. Korea is not for sale.
Oh iya. Ada beberapa yang dijual ya.
Aduh, rencana mau beli ya dia. Gila ini.
Tapi katanya kelebihan kursi-kursi kayak gitu, katanya ini lebih tahan lama dia. Kan kalau kayak kursi-kursi kantor gitu kan, busanya kan kadang masuk ke dalam itu kan. Ada nih ya, ada yang murah zona 7,8 di Tokopedia.
Enggak habis kalau kita mau habis.
Sejuta ada nih ya, bantalnya doang. Bantal leher ada 1.050.000.
Kecuali aku punya duit ngasilan 2M pun masih ragu beli kopi itu.
Deep presence already straight down mid, but no messing around for DRX here on the eco. Try and get that plant down. Better yet, they found a pick off. DJ falls, and again the headhunter coming in handy.
And this could be pretty deadly. Zest has now got a bulldog in his hands, Buzz still with 4 shots in the headhunter.
Yeah, Fragnade sent into the back now. Flash as well to accompany it. Shandy's looking to try and get what a shot! Buzz finding it still. The weaponry is a lot better, and NIP they should be favored. Maka left alive, last one standing, and he's got line up for it.
He's in none. Nah, ini masih bisa nih. Nah, ini mantep nih line up-nya nih. Timingnya pas, nggak kayak teman kita sebelumnya. Itu kalau masih 2 lawan 3 saya itu menang deh itu. Cosplay-nya.
They are the number 1 and number 2 teams in the tournament for them. Yeah. This year, they've been the best 2 teams out of our entire crop in those thrifties. And so you gotta be cautious, especially in this map where you have the jet knives to be able to rely on and the tour de force as well when the chambers
online.
So every round is going to be fought tooth and nail for. And NIP love being able to get up to a 2-0 start. Because DRX, I think it's hard to argue they're not favored here. They really should be taking this home in 2, I think.
Buzz nih ya. Dapat nggak nih dia? Waduh, timing. Ini map pilihan dia nih, kita lihat ya gameplaynya kayak mana ya.
DRX ya?
Iya. Seharusnya matang sih. Dikontrol semuanya. B-mainnya dikontrol, midnya dikontrol, A-mainnya pun dikontrol. Wah, dapet nih timing. Aduh, nggak dapet ya timing busnya. Wah, nggak dapet cuy.
Huge ultimates to be able to work with here, but they are getting to be just in time. This seems like it's going to be a big clash right now because, yeah, NIP, all the information that Shandy gets as well, just working his way around A. Now they know, and they're setting up into the back of the site. Got to break that dart, and actually, it's going to be tagging up 2 of the players. It sets the magically.
Nice.
All the kills going their way.
Wah, bersih sih.
No one was watching the back of the site, and as the utility just flooded in, it sets them up. Just Shandy left alive here.
4 lawan 4 loh tadi loh di dalam tadi.
Ini gara-gara Viper itu telat hancurin reconnya.
Marco's position was dead.
Harus bisa di defense loh. Kalau nggak tricon ya, soalnya nggak spek apa juga. 3 di backstep.
Great play. They are struggling to deal at the moment. It feels with that. I mean, the recon dart just got so much value for them there. Even though the NIP had the right read and were able to get to the site and anchor it.
That's those little things that you need to clear out. Have one of the people on designated duty of destroying it, I guess, when the hits come through.
And how much practice have NIP had with this map and this comp? They played the map.
That is the question.
They played the map quite a bit, but a very different setup. There we go, flash into mid as well. And fantastic value from Zest.
Gila RB.
They just combo all of their util up.
Map 1 dia tadi udah panas sekali dah. Sage.
Traditionally played this with a double duelist as well, is setting up for that mid control. When they played a Jet and Rain, obviously switched up their composition here that they're playing, but losing Shandy off the rip, not ideal. And it's been slowed once more down to about the minute mark as we approach the mid round here. You're going to see NIP are kind of posturing now towards this double door area. The drone, to try and get a bit of information, retaking that mid control away from where teams might be hiding.
Dapat KA.
Great info, sure.
Dapat nih A nih.
Now John's getting back. These timings are so tight, but NIP, they're threading the line here.
Kok des jetnya.
Sure that was the play that John was looking for.
Up against the back, that's going to be some
salah klik kah?
Swing comes through. Pesny tries to play off his own flashpoint, but it's not going to be happening. And
wah, tuh jetnya nggak mati-mati loh.
to just try and shut this one down with the rifles in hand. No more energy as well to put up that Viper wall. DRX in a bit of trouble. The dog going to be used now. 20 seconds in the round. They know they have to push this forwards. They have to gain positioning to try and get this spike down, but the coverage is there. John tries to swing to disrupt it. Luckily,
nice. 3 lawan 2 bisa. Ada ulti lagi. Oh, langsung hancur ya.
NIP, they're still at a player disadvantage, and now they don't have that. Spike offline 2, Mako. All of these players with DRX holding passive positions, but holding angles for the people who are pushed up further onto the site. And now it's all down to the youngest player on NIP, the youngest player in the tournament, Kawan Zine. Has so much here in a 1v3.
This is a player at the back of the pyramid. It's so difficult to try and play this now. Taps it, not too many bullets in the clip, and it won't even matter. It doesn't really get to fire a single shot off. DRX even ended up 2-2 now.
And every player on DRX
terbantai lagi kah? Masih ada yang pakai Phantom ya Zud ya? Pro playernya di Breeze ya.
Ya, gimana bro? Kita Vandal nembak nak kena bro.
Iya enggak, kau bayangin lah misalnya nih kan kita kasih persentase headshot orang nih sama gitu 100% misalnya kan Vandal gitu, Vandal sama Phantom kan pasti menang Vandal duluan kan.
Iya.
Tapi masih
untuk
ada
post point tergantung cara main orang juga sih. Main cepat. Macam Jet ya wajar sih dia Phantom kan. Dia buka juga mapnya.
Iya sih, lebih kalau nge-spray lebih mudah Phantom ya.
Iya.
Dapat banyak nih. Nice. Dapat banyak nih RB nih. Dua lagi. Aduh. Thrifty kah? Enggak. Cakep nggak tuh line up-nya? Cakep nggak tuh, ada shock dart, ada molly.
Marco throwing his snake bites in there, Zest with the shock darts, and then Marco was coming from double doors too. That's extremely difficult to deal with even after Shandy does a great job of being able to pick up these first 2 kills. That sets his team up for a potential victory.
Vamos.
I like
ulti langsung nih.
Like it. DRX, they take the lead, 3-2. Looks like B&J is going to be investing in his Viper's pit here.
That does not catch Stacks or Zest, so they still have Dog and Drone to clear Vital's pit right now. And BNJ's, if they choose to
Alah,
challenge this pit,
aku
he's gonna get so much pressure.
loading bola tadi. Berapa gue Zed?
1.14, 1.13.
Wah, duluan aku berarti.
Kau berapa?
1.3. Jauh kali Zed perbedaannya. 58, 57.
Oh, Shanty, this is the worst timing possible. He was watching this with the tour de force, this angle coming through. He's rotated back around to A. And now they're going to start to take it straight through the tunnel.
Kali 2 lagi Zed. Di kecepatannya kok kali 2 dulu.
Aku 40, 39. Kau berapa?
32, 31. Beda berapa tuh? Beda 5 detik ya?
Beda 1 detik.
1 detik ya? Pas lah tuh.
Ya, 27, 26. Land.
Goes for another peek, but this time straight into the bullets from Stacks. That Phantom at the range needs a couple of hits, and both of them connected. Corzine is so low right now, playing on top of the wall, a different elevation.
2 lawan 2 retake bisa lah nih. Wah.
For DRX to try and at least win it. Beautiful timing with the swing from Corzine. And that's what we want to see from this guy. He's had a bit of a slow start to the tournament, and that could be expected. He is a young player at his first event. It might take him a bit of time to warm up. But he was looking.
Wah, ini si bassnya nggak dapet tadi, padahal udah nge-swing wide gitu loh.
We haven't quite seen that yet from him. His play in this round was gorgeous. Those first 2 kills are so important to stunt the impact from DRX's execute. And then he also trades out perfectly to finish the round with only a fraction of his health remaining. DRX forced to take a timeout early on here. This one tactical, thankfully. Yeah, the time to think.
DRX timeout.
And they're going to be discussing what they want to do. Big ultimates invested in that round from Ninjas in Pajamas.
Apa yang diomongin coachnya?
Kurang
bisa gitu ngepicknya.
Still top fragging despite not having the most impact with his ult.
Pin, ngapain Pin?
Now DRX are going to be looking into this next round. I mean, they've got full weaponry. The money's good enough to obviously
All Rizare.
for them. And a lot of ultimates to work with as well. And these executes, if you let DRX set up as well, they do some cheeky stuff. One of the things they do all the time is with these A hits, hang Zest around A main, they drone and they combo like a Hall's push. Hits it with a Hunter's Fury all the time. Yeah, they love doing that. I mean, that's a great setup. They also have taken one of Mech's fast A hits, where they launch Recon Dart right at the beginning of the round, lands on top pyramid, go for an A split that's got a lot of venom behind it, really fast push. So DRX, even though Breeze is thought of as one of the least tactical maps, you know, you don't tend to see these crazy set plays coming through. DRX have actually cooked up some really interesting stuff for this. Yeah. We'll see what they have in store right now. NIP, despite winning the round, look at their buy. John's going to have his knives, but they have Guardian light armor on BNJ, who's going to be anchoring B. Ideal for them. Dart now to try and punish. Sort of attempts in a flash as well. John forced to drop. Hunter's Fury from Corzine. What is this even finding? What are they even getting out of value from this? Trying to punish maybe some mid-aggression, but I think basically just off the information that John got when he updrafted and he sees a couple of people there. All right, Corzine, make sure that they can't punish John. Make sure that they can't go up mid quickly, but he barely had the range. Yeah, you saw the Hunter's Fury just maxing out. It's not even that as well. They have lost control of mid. And that's an area that DRX will constantly
masuknya lewat hal.
This is the play I think that they're trying to set up for that I was talking about in the timeout. The drone comes.
Ini kalau dapet nih, mudah nih ronnya. Tuh, dapat 1, dapat 2. Aduh, nggak dapat. Nice. Easy run. Easy run nih. Nggak mungkin dibalikin lagi nih.
It's great trading there. We'll see whether John can make anything happen. Just too simple for DRX at the end of the day. What a gorgeous strategy. You were talking about it, you set it up perfectly, Brent. But that Hunter's Fury is so good because there are going to be players trying to contest you when you come out of door. Sometimes they're going to be trying to close the door on you. We've seen that many times before. And that stairs position, good luck trying to dodge that, especially when you're flashed up.
Cakep banget flashnya tuh ya. Buka pintu langsung buang flash keluar.
Grabs the kill, Stacks trading and swinging double doors.
It looks really good for them.
Siapa yang pakai flashnya lagi? Stacks lagi ya?
We're about to launch into an NIP tactical
Iya, Stacks lagi. Berarti emang jago dia, Zod. Nge-flash tuh.
DRX take their time out, come out with a set
Oh
play.
iya, dia yang pakai bridge kan dulu kan kalau nggak salah.
They had a, it was almost a force buy, honestly. Really weak
Pakai
weaponry for
bridge
some of
dia
their
dulu kalau
players.
nggak salah.
And now
KO-nya
they're
tadi
on a Thrifty.
map 1
Take
Zod.
this time out to discuss not
Flashnya
only what their plan
ngeri-ngeri.
is going to be in round 8, but also what they should be doing as they move forward into these gun rounds.
Sure, to get a bit of money to work
KU
with.
tuh rupanya
And don't have a lot of
flash paling aman tuh lempar ke atas.
I know you guys
Iya.
see it, but
Well, I also think
Tapi
for
kadang
NIP right now,
sering ketutupan sama badan kita juga sih. Jadi ini juga dia.
but if we really focus in on what their motivations are, what they're
50-50 juga.
thinking in these kind of situations, as the pressure mounts for ninjas in pajamas, these Brazilian players do not want to be in the same situation that Brazil has been in every other Masters event. The one and done. We'll get a win, and then we bomb out of the tournament. This would be a real game changer if NIP were able to turn this series around. They're competitive at the moment in Breeze, but that Icebox situation was just demolition.
it's going to be
a bloodbath.
It's at the back of their minds. Of course, Loud is a team that they've already made it deeper, of course, but
Well, yeah, they've made it deeper, but they
they've
haven't
made it
actually
deeper off
got
the
any
back of the
wins.
seeding. That's what I mean. They haven't played yet, so
Yeah.
it is still following that tail. The Brazilian teams only being able to get the one win on the global stage.
NIP really wants to rewrite that history, that community narrative about how well Brazil's been able to perform at these Masters events. And this doesn't look like a particularly dangerous round. We've got a bit of a push actually from Jandi, who's got the headhunter. Runs into a trademark though, gives away his position, and triggers the push by the look of it out of DRX.
Maka's going to be aware of this. Now, actually, okay, Dog and Drone going to be utilized here.
The knife already used.
Yeah, he didn't have it, but he's going to try to go for the pop flash anyway. I believe one of the players just dodged it. RB, good heads up. Awareness from him knowing that could be a possibility for them.
Same place that he's doing it again. DRX are too smart for that. They're going to have players playing anti-flash, not holding in an area where they can get caught, swinging out to help their teammates. DRX are always going to be set up for that. And we saw huge amounts of success from Shandi playing the KO. Doing the same kind of stuff, just throwing in his own little pop flashes, playing it very much.
Cakep kali itu posisinya.
So far, Besney has just been countered every time, and that
ditibek gak tuh.
Uncomfortable. But NIP took the time out for this round.
Yes, this is the round where the timeout is going to be taken into account, obviously. But Prime Gaming Flawless means that
Prime Gaming Flawless.
the budget of DRX, they're just going to be keeping everything moving into this next round as well, including the ultimates they've built up. I mean, they have
Vamos.
ultimates to work with. I mean, some of them more limiting in terms of their effectiveness, but definitely the Seekers that Stax is holding on to, that's something that can be...
Tapi ya selalu kalau di Breeze nih, kalau ndak audio itu yang di apa? Dilihatin kok nak kura-kura nih, Jok. Ciri khas Breeze kan gitu.
Kura-kura yang mana, Zed?
Ada yang di pinggir.
Kepiting. Kepiting. Kura-kura.
Kalau ndak yang apa nih? Alat musik.
Next to that chop shop. Just that John could have got into an aggressive position, and NIP do like to do that kind of stuff. So DRX bunch up, making sure that they can trade out anybody that's in an aggressive position. But John and Besney are both just waiting for this.
They're I think worried obviously that he just smoked it and walked past it with the contact like you were saying, Josh. And now here comes the Seekers push. This is a classic play. Comes back in early. Okay. 0 points to try and push them back, and the nade. Okay, Snakebite on top of it. Way too much utility. But still, it's going to be the 1-for-1. Both Jet players going down. Besney, a crucial role. He has to lock down the back of this pyramid. He's got the support from the rest of his team. The swing timing, immaculate. And Buzz, not enough firepower for him. Obviously, couldn't just put his attention on multiple players when they're swinging him like that.
Great work. That's the way that we want to see this KO being played. Holding that sight down, finding those timings to be able to swing onto players. And I think the real crucial element there is that they traded the Jet for the Jet. And that favors the defending team.
Backside-nya ini ya.
Be able to go forward and make that space. There's no one to trade him out.
Nggak dapat terus ya si DRX-nya kalau ke A. Pasti ada keculik satu orang atau nggak dua orang.
KO ultimate available if one of those rounds starts to happen again. And John, this is what they were worried about previously. Him going for some kind of aggressive play in cave.
He's poking for it, but he's not really being supported.
That doesn't matter to John sometimes.
That's true. He does love to go in solo plays.
But he's not doing it this time. He's showing some patience. And I think part of that might just be a respect for how diligent DRX are at working around those kind of threats around the map.
And they're just holding these positionings. You can see Stacks just making sure that they don't lose control of elbow, so a player can't lurk deeper in.
They've used their drone to set up a Jandi deep, well, not that deep, but inside halls at least. And Vesny goes for a bit of an information knife, which is actually perfectly timed and cancels the dog from Stacks. That might make them think, though, that it's a B hit, especially with the Viper wall.
Kosong. Dapat. Dapat nih. Nice. Gurial event Mesut. Gurial itu. Double ding.
There aren't that many people actually committed to the site.
Nice.
Besney's just alone. He's out and open on an island essentially, and RB clean them all up. Has to walk into the snake bite just to avoid a bit of the damage that was coming his way.
RB.
While this is going on, there is pressure coming from the backside there. The shop.
SK.
Push from Shandy.
SK.
That was just a timer.
Yeah, just gonna be fading
4 kan dia bunuh kan?
Not enough to save. Mako fully aware of the lurk and just catching
Mako ada di mana-mana cuy, sumpah.
It was strange.
That was a weird round. DRX, I mean, the contact play is genius. Love that call by Zest. Great IGLing. But also RB
Oh,
just
IGL
on his own
Zest.
here, basically. He doesn't have teammates to help him. Look at the positioning of the rest of DRX. They're all in mid.
Double ding terus.
Post-bomb lineups again from Narnia and RB. It's just killing everybody. NIP need to be able to trade players out like this. Otherwise, they've got no hope. If RB single-handedly can just kill the players who are trying to retake, one by one, staggering in, it's not going to be a success.
Wah, gila sih.
Here's Shandy.
Gila sih Korea sih.
Wins it. He had the dart to supplement it, but he's also got his teammates supporting him. Remember this buy.
Dibales nggak tuh?
Hero rifle here. The rest of the team on working with the pistols. He wants a little bit more. He actually took Zest in the head there.
That was a pre-fire. He just saw the tiniest pit of his elbow and thought, yeah, he's probably going to jiggle.
Drone forced out to try and clear through, and they are worried as well. As soon as you lose RB, that is one of the largest components of a lot of your push is just going to be taken away. And it's turned this round that otherwise, you know, you're playing against this eco or whatever the half bar you want to call it. Most teams probably going into a bit of whimsy, but now it does add danger to it.
If they can get Marco into position.
Double door nih.
So that's just a recon.
Wah, bahaya sih nih. Bikin step lagi si Zest. Bikin step lagi Zest. Dibalas lagi tapi. Waduh, kok kalah? Nice. Wah, kalah sini tapi sih. Kalah sini, tuh kan.
And he finds the one shot he needed, the thrifty win for NIP.
I spoke about it, NIP, they're so dangerous in the thrifties, and Kawanzine coming through for his team. 8-6, closed out 2 incredibly important rounds for them, and this time, hitting sublime shots with the Sheriff. It's Shandy, of course, that opens things up with a really nice Vandal kill, but he's really using the fact that the rest of them, I mean, Zest was pretty distracted, but
Dua dia dapat ya.
Is a gorgeous one. Real impact kill as well. 5-6. NIP really are keeping it close.
Crispy cuy.
After what a dominant display Icebox was for DRX, I thought NIP might have a bit of a mental collapse. It has not been. This is gorgeous.
Combined aggression from NIP. Pushing through the double door. Shandy watches it down with the op.
Itu operator dari mana tuh?
It's lovely. It does take out 2 of the targets, but RB was still posted up in mid.
Harus masih bisa sih. Si Mako masih ada ulti.
Lawan 3 masih bisa lah nih. Nih Buzz dapat nih, Sumpah.
Ih, timing kali. Timing kali.
Ai.
I don't think Besney saw him, but Kawanzin so aware, having a fantastic map right now.
You can anticipate both of these players
making the same push.
4 lawan 2. Ini kalau dapat 1 di RB bisa nih. Cek bawah dong, cek bawahnya dong. Wah, hampir. Nah, ya plan situ aja. Nice. Winnable. Winnable sini.
And BNJ, he's still inside his own Viper's pit, but that's not going to be useful right now. You need to gather all 3 of your players together and start taking this space, trading the players out.
Oh, no. Nice.
3 kills for him. The synergy just not quite there from NIP to clear the Viper's pit at the same time. They tried to coordinate it, but it will be DRX leading with the 2 rounds as we exit this first half, Josh.
It's a bit of a heartbreaker towards the end, but NIP, they still did well. 5-7, I think, is more than I was expecting. NIP's new composition that they brought out on the breeze looking fairly decent. And I got to give a lot of credit to how Zest is IGL. Because he's throwing in enough set plays and fast looks with some slow stuff and even a couple of contact rounds. They contacted into B one of the times and all the way up halls there too.
Beautiful stuff all around. We're going to go back to the desk actually to break down the first half of what we just witnessed.
Thank you very much, guys. Stacks with a new desk buff. Whatever is happening is working for him.
Yeah, that was a monstrous performance in that first
Oh iya ya, new icebox tuh ya.
The way that they're just pushing halls early on in that half really pushing a lot of pressure.
Enggak, tadi kan casternya bilang new icebox. Iya kan, emang baru kan? Kan sempat di remake juga kan icebox kan? A-nya tuh. A sama B ya.
Oh iya.
On the side of NIP, I am extremely
Oh
surprised.
iya.
I see the other
Berarti tes baru
a lot onto what happened onto Icebox. The problem is the execute. You need to stop.
Bain udah keluar nggak? Udah ada nggak sebelum kemarin main? Di ban terus ya bannya.
Udah lah seharusnya.
But I also feel, and giving Shan a little bit of credit onto it, when he was more reckless with the chamber, when he was
kayak
not
lambat kali ya.
scared of taking those picks, NIP was feeling on top.
I also got to give a lot of credit to Kawanzin in this first half as well. I think he's the reason why they're staying in this game. The thrifty
enak kali ya, tret-tretan orang nih, sumpah.
But also, there's so much in this map that has been so chaotic. How do you adapt to it? I mean, that last round is an example of it. The map is dynamic in a way that I don't think I've ever seen before on this because of the Viper's pits, how they played. There's so many of these abilities that change the round entirely and how you have to think about it that I think DRX is doing a great job.
Kayaknya enak Zed pakai itu Zed, penghangat tangan tuh Zed.
Gas Biwes.
That is making them good in those rounds.
Ya motifnya ada.
Ya tahu ya. Tapi kalau orang Brazil nih kayak kelihatan kali ya Zed dari mukanya ya.
Di komentatornya juga nih orang Brazil. Muka-muka Latin gitu.
Iya, yang cowok kan. Kayak kelihatan gitu dari garis mukanya.
Oh mas.
Woi, Bas.
Yeah, just that supreme confidence. He really thought he was going to win those duels. Seems crazy to me.
Mantap kali setupnya ini, sumpah. Lempar molly.
He ran out of all of his headhunter bullets. Just goes straight for the right click instead.
DRX down to 3 players. NIP with a crossfire, perfectly anticipating a bit of this aggression through main.
Wah gila, klik kanan orang nih.
They're blessed. Actually blessed right now. Still RB. Quick little jiggle peek. Takes one of their heads off. Tries to
klik kanan terus ya.
That's another right click.
Ngapain Mako tadi?
Right click's getting immense value here. Maybe playing on the I don't know, the pre-nerf patch or something.
NIP have won now both pistols on this map though, and it really is a game changer. Winning both of the pistols on a map like this, where you're not favored, it's your opponent's map pick.
Wah bisa 7 sama sini.
New composition, you're down a map in the series.
Wah 7 sama sih, ada yang pakai bulldog lagi.
And DRX are normally commanding on those kind of rounds. So NIP, they're going to be able to get a
3 bulldog.
weaponry here. In fact, investing massively. They've got 3 bulldogs even.
Stuck B semua orang.
Not taking any chances whatsoever.
DRX going for this gamble.
Iya nih.
Eco obviously.
It looks just, if you take a glance at the minimap, like possibly the most interesting round you could find.
Yeah. I mean,
they are going to avoid each other.
Drone udah kepake.
And NIP is going to be playing the post plan here. But in all likelihood,
Wah, susah sih nih retake ya.
this should tie up the score at 7-7.
Gak bisa sih. 7 sama.
DRX in these situations. Buzz only has 3 bullets in his headhunter, and nobody else has a sheriff or anything like that to work with. So this should be pretty difficult for them.
Would be massive for NIP to even up the map. I mean, we were talking as well about Brazil on the global stage. Haven't really found the same success as some of the other regions.
They certainly haven't. Oh wow! Shanti.
Good target to get the kills on.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he has a tour de force ready. If he can just, all he has to do now is drop that Spectre over to John, run the tour de force. What a potent bonus round that would be.
Yeah, ready and waiting.
Shanti actually is one of those players as well that is better on his attack side when he ops compared to the defense.
That's unusual.
It is.
You don't expect that.
And he's significantly better as well, which is a bit of a mad stat. So we'll see how Shanti uses the tour de force, which is of course pretty similar. Looking like he's trying to set up on that long angle towards A. Just punish any of the DRX players that want to swing and challenge them.
Oh yeah, knife gets used close. It's going to clear any player that might be at bricks, but look at the utility that's being dumped in. It's a little bit too late here. Players aren't quite running in still. The crossfire held. Zest takes John's head because he was trying to run past. Spike.
Nice.
Nice. Timing wallnya langsung habis. Kok nggak dikasih info gitu dia sama Vipernya? Bang, live sampai jam berapa ini? Sampai selesai nih DRX-nya. DRX lawan NIP. Leonardo Zakari.
Exactly what this tour de force, and they are contacting.
Sayang ultinya.
And it's just played right into their hands. Buzz had the angle on it, and Arby's pressed up forwards. Mako from the back of the staircase. It's just Kawazine left alone.
He's had some incredible rounds so far on this map, but without the plant down, our 1v5 is just impossible. Yeah. And this bonus round, it had all of the pieces.
Senjata paling mudah deh Zud, menurut aku. Bulldog nih.
Kenapa gitu?
Paling lurus Zud, kalau klik kanannya. Klik kanannya ya. Enak kalau jarak jauh gitu. Misalnya aim kau pas-pasan gitu kan dari jarak jauh enak kali.
Yeah, it's not devastating, but it's the kind of round that can really make the difference for you when so many things go wrong.
Tuh kan, nggak dikasih info dia sama Vipernya tuh. Wallnya dikit lagi mau turun.
Of course, yeah. I mean, the idea is good, but the execution, the timing is off, and part of that might be because this is the first.
Bosenin bang, ganti game golf Roblox bang, please. Buset. Buset. Itu kamu lagi cosplay jadi siapa tuh? Leonardo.
Yeah, but while they have information in mid, Stacks has made his way all the way forwards in A. And you've got to deal with Buzz pushed up in elbow too. But look at this position by Stacks. If anyone comes to clear him, that's going to be so difficult. I mean, Arby is holding his back. Yeah. And then Stacks holds the front. It looks like they might be maneuvering away from this.
Alah, main Roblox bareng kita, Yon. Apa yang kalau seru mabar-mabar gitu?
So many threats all around the map for DRX.
Last time Buzz was here, didn't get away in time. We'll see if he shows a bit of discipline. He's just trying to go big for the information.
Backdoor tuh emang backroom emang bisa mabar ya.
Retreats with his life and 140 damage onto Besley. A phantom moment. Maka just spamming through, just trying to catch it onto a player, and that stray bullet finds the one target who was low. Still, John is in.
Yang rame mabar kayaknya The Mimic. Backroom bisa mabar. The Mimic lah. Itulah chapter 2. Chapter 1 aku tadi udah selesai.
Just running around the bullet tag. Did he just not have any bullets?
The Mimic kayaknya seru juga sih.
I don't know what happened there with Zest, but that's a bit of a tragedy. Stack still picks it up, and this isn't over. 3v3, Plant goes down.
The Mimic lumayan seru sih. Ulang chapter 1, Fis. Boleh sih kalau mau ngulang. Kalau gue belum chapter 1 bisa chapter 2, bisa. Bisa sih. Chapter 2 bisa sih. Langsung chapter 2. Jadi nggak perlu ulang chapter 1. Stacks. Mampus kena ding. Mampus kena tibek lagi sama Bas kan.
Itu udah brimstone-nya, Cok.
Liatin udah brimstone-nya. Aduh.
Iya, diliatin anjir.
Iya, cuma sebentar tadi. Oke, aman bisa diatur. Oke. Baru pertama kali lihat, Gazet. Oke, mantap ya, nanti kita ini aja. Kontek-kontekan aja. RB dengan operatornya. Iya.
Oh my god.
RB. Kenapa nggak kasih ke Bas aja gitu? RB udah jelas dia rival player. Oke bang, mantap Yon. Nge-cheat gak?
Definitely the pressure's on right now. Corazine has been clean with a share of shots so far this series, but now is the 1v3 and
Don't take off kata Remy.
It looked dangerous at the beginning, but DRX they managed to respond back. What incredible match.
Wah, nge-cheat kah Bas? Dari mana ya? Dari mana kok bisa ngelihat dia angle dari situ? Tuh. Tuh.
Steal that one for your rank games. Why not? Zest still able to make some impact happen from that smaller, that kind of one and done position that he was stuck into. This is a
Wah, nge-cheat cuy. Nge-cheat Bas cuy. Nanti nih bentar lagi keluar Twitter dari Riot. DRX nge-cheat. Jadi yang naik ke main event NIP.
It's heartbreaking for NIP. They had such a competitive first half in this map, and now at the beginning, the opening of all of their attack rounds, something's going wrong for them. Whenever they try and get into the site or make a move forwards, DRX just have so many different plays. There's still a Viper's Pit and people pushed up holes to deal with here as NIP go towards B instead.
Drone gets used, Flash to just try and disrupt the timing.
Nice hook there.
What a shot! Flash on the corner, Stacks tries to take position and take point for it, but now RB punished.
Ai. Lah, kok kena?
Shorty pulls out.
Lah, kok cuma 100? Itu tadi perfect kill kanan nggak sih tadi tuh? Wah, cuma 100 cuy damage-nya.
There aren't that many players where he's actually fighting. This 1v1 could be crucial.
Timingnya.
That's fantastic.
Nice. Nice.
Spray through and it is technically the 1v1. Besney down on the ground. He's going to be fading. No more information to be gained.
Nice.
What a play by Zest.
Zest. KR.
Incredible stuff from the IGL. Not only have his calls been amazing, but
Red Bull clutch nggak tuh? Pernah nggak kalian dapat Red Bull clutch? Langsung dikasih minum dia Red Bull.
Look how low he was as well. 30 health. One bullet will do it. One bullet. John did so much there.
And it's an amazing round for DRX to win. Completely takes the win
2-0 sini
down
fix.
They're gonna go for a time.
Berarti ini qualified. Yang udah qualified berarti tim Liquid sama DRX.
Anything really going on their
Berarti
attack half after the pistol? They go pistol, they go
sisa 2 hari lagi ya, sisa 2 hari lagi ya. Hari ini sama besok ya. Ngabisin lowernya ya.
Ya besok lower, siap lower besok lagi final grup. Sebenarnya nggak ngaruh juga sih.
Final grup yang mana? Final grup.
Final grup final lower.
Oh, final lower ya. Wah, Sersia sih. Sersia berat sih. Optik sama kru, rasa kau siapa yang menang, Zut?
Aku nggak terlalu ngikutin
kru kemarin champion gila sih, cuman nggak tahu nih ya. Tapi Tense kalau nggak salah dia megang kru. Dia megang optik, megang NA juga. Cuman dia feelingnya kru yang menang.
This wouldn't be a game changer for the DRX storyline. Listen, they've made quarterfinals before. They were favored to make it out of the group. This wouldn't be a surprise. But the way in which they've done it, dismantling the teams that have been put in front of them, that would be something. Do NIP have
Karena Latam ini sih Zut. Dia kan regionnya aja kan udah offline, udah LAN. Udah terbentuk mental tuh dia.
Do have the knives, which is a wonderful ultimate to be having as well when your money's not as ideal, but you need to kind of put a strategy around it. And so far, it looks like they're just going
Mister Rus RB ini sumpah.
I'll be suppressed, which means can't dash away. The knives up in the air. John's just whiffing almost every single one. Mako's able to just pick him straight out of the sky.
And there was a sheriff shot there onto RB, but he lives 5 health, too far.
Kenapa nggak? Mantap.
Door closed. No, thank you.
Nah, di bed nih. Nice. Mantep.
Menang.
Sumpah mantep. Sengaja deh kan si sofanya nggak ngepick. Nanti pasti bilang aku tahan ya, aku bet kok ya, anjay.
NIP, they came in with so much promise, so much gusto from that previous map, from the previous match in fact. Oh, and it just all flumps away.
They did well in the first half of Breeze to make it so close.
Yeah, but it just seems like they're lacking.
Confirm dah, udah nih 2-0. Nice. GG DRX.
Really struggling for John to have backup players to be in a position to get the trade kills. DRX outclassing them a bit here, and they are match point right now. DRX 1 round away from being able to make it to the playoffs.
Aggressive push that's occurring. Not only RB with the
Masih bisa Zut, kan turun ke lower ini nih.
They've been doing this over and over again.
Ini kan upper.
Always good for it. What a kill by B&J.
Ini berarti jumpa dengan
yang di bawah tuh bukan antara Fnatic atau enggak Zeta. Nanti kan main tuh Fnatic Zeta. Nah, nanti yang menang lawan NIP. Ngapain Arbi main lari-lari gitu aja. Wah, ada ulti chamber lagi. Gila stack nih. Waduh. Gurih kali Phantomnya sumpah. Iri aku ngeliatnya. Tuh kan. Game changer anjir. Tuh ulti chambernya. Game changer bangsat. Dapat momentum dia.
Oh iya, Sersia nunggu optik kru ya.
Iya, Sersia nunggu optik kru. Yang udah qualified tuh tim Liquid masih. Mantep kali tuh pikannya tuh.
Enggak lah, bis. Ini udah turun lah nih.
Apa? Udah turun apa?
Oh iya di final berarti nunggu ya final lower ya.
Iya final lower. Ini nih kan final upper.
Iya.
Karena
Iya,
kan
final upper.
DRX menang sekali, NIP menang sekali. Yang di bawah, mantep nih. Wah. Tuh kan dapat momentum anjing orang nih. Nice. Ada ulti chamber. Iya. Kemana tuh reconnya? Nice. No, RB. GG. Wah, GG sini. Nah, muncul kepala dikit aja nih. Kemana? Aduh. Nice. Wah, sepi kali ya sudah kelihatannya ya. Stage-nya, tuh kan?
Sempit gitu ya.
Iya, hening lagi. Nah. Nah, setelah ini Fnatic Zeta.
Fnatic Zeta.
Tapi Optic Crew dulu nih setelah nih.
Fnatic subuh berarti.
Fnatic subuh. Ya Zed, tidur lah dulu ya.
Oke.
Thank you Zed. Thank you juga yang buat mau menonton Watchparty ini, walaupun sepi sih, walaupun juga nggak ada ya yang nonton, tapi nggak apalah, kita closingan dulu. Thank you semuanya buat yang udah mau menonton Watchparty ini. See you on the next stream. Bye bye.